custard. And before I used to use the ready-made mix from the supermarket, but recently I found a recipe from which you can make the custard from scratch. It is super easy and takes just as much time as the ready-made version, yet tastes so much better. So let's get started. The ingredients that you will need are: for the caramel, you will need 100 grams of sugar, 3 tablespoons of water. And for the custard, you will need 4 eggs, 80 grams of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and finally 500 milliliters of milk. And of course, you will also need some ramekins. So let's get started. First, we're going to make the caramel. In a heavy bottom vessel, we're going to add in our sugar, and also 3 tablespoons of water. Now we're just going to turn on the heat and let it caramelize. We're just going to stir it once. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to reduce the flame. And you can also initially put a lid on it so that no caramel sticks to the side. Meanwhile, we're going to preheat our oven to 150 degrees. In between, you're just going to open the lid and just swirl it around. And don't rush it, you should just have it on low flame and let it slowly caramelize. If you rush it, and it could turn too dark and then you'd get a burnt taste, and you don't want that. So just slowly cook it, it will take about 7 to 10 minutes. Wow, look at that. It has changed color and now is a light brown. And for the last part, we're just going to take off the lid. It has a nice brown color. We're just going to let it sit on the flame for a little bit more. We're just going to let it sit for like 1 or 2 more minutes. It's done. We're going to off the flame. Now we're going to put it in the ramekins. This is actually a fake. I in between had to stop and make some more additional caramel because I realized I didn't have enough. The caramel is the only tricky part in this. The rest is super easy. So the only thing you'll have to worry about a bit is the caramel. So let's continue. Now we're going to make the custard. For that, we're first going to whisk the eggs, the sugar and the vanilla extract. Going to heat our milk in the same vessel in which we made our caramel because there is some of the caramel remains, and in order to get that flavor into our pudding, we're going to heat the milk in that. We're going to heat the milk till just before it boils. Before it boils, you can watch out for vapor, and then you know you should off it. We're just going to gently stir in and scrape over the caramel remnants to help it mix into the milk. Now we're just going to turn off the milk. I have poured it back into the mug because it's a little easier for me to pour it into the egg mixture. We're going to pour it into the egg mixture now very slowly because if you pour a large amount at once, the eggs will curdle. We're just going to slowly pour the milk into the egg mixture little by little. And that's it. It's so easy. And making sure that the eggs don't curdle is just really easy. You just have to put in the milk little by little, making sure to adjust the temperature of the eggs with the milk. Now we're going to pour this into our ramekins. this much and I have a little bit of leftover is because if you fill it now, you have a tendency to spill. If you fill it in after you've put it in, then it's really easier. Now we are going to steam them in the oven for a bit. In order to do that, we're going to have 2 baking trays, one big and one small. And in the small one, you should have about as much water as 2 centimeters of it should be submerged. And for that, you can either put it in the small one and preheat it in the oven, or you can just boil some on the stove and then pour it in later. By the way, this mixture is enough for 6 180 ml ramekins. Now I have poured in my water and we are going to steam it in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. It's been 25 minutes, let's take it out. I kept it in for a little longer because I thought it was not done, but now I actually regret that and I think I should have taken it out before. How you get the ramekins out is you're just going to take a small spoon and then slowly take out the water. It's easier to take out the ramekins if you take out a little bit of water so you don't burn your hands. It should have a jiggly consistency. It doesn't have to be firm. It will firm up when it cools down. Now we can easily take them out. So this is our custard. We're going to let it cool down until it's room temperature and then we're going to refrigerate it for 2 hours. For a small decoration, I just made some caramel and now I'm just going to put it on some parchment paper and just make crisscross lines. Now let's demold the custard. We're just going to, with a knife, loosen the sides. And there we go, that's our custard. It looks amazing. This is a great dessert to prepare, and you can get it ready and keep it, and when the time of demolding it comes, it is super easy. And there we go, that's our custard. It looks amazing, and I will see you to taste it. So this is our custard. Let's taste it. I love it. The contrast of the sweet caramel and the cool custard is just fantastic. I have to dig in once more. You should definitely make this recipe. It's so worth it. See you until next time.